Day, I should say, and planning on having a good night?
Yeah.
Good. I've known Daniel since he was in 3rd grade. You were in 4th grade, I was in 5th grade. So that's a long time. I haven't counted up the years or whatever.
Don't need to.
Yeah, we don't want to go there.
Roll down.
The two of us were probably the goofiest, dorkiest kids. That was me. And if you would have told me back then that both of us would have ended up youth ministers, I would have laughed at you. Same?
Right.
But, you know, Daniel is probably one of the friends that I've had the longest. Probably one of the only people from high school that I'm actually excited to see. And
I run from mine.
real quick, if you guys appreciate all the time and energy that Daniel and Megan have put into this today and tomorrow, give me an oh yeah.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
And I have good news for you. As much time and energy as he spends coming up with activities and meals and all sorts of things like that, he also spends that much time on his lessons and figuring out what you guys need to hear. So will you come up and I'll say a quick prayer over you and I'll turn it over to you. Father God, we come before you now and we just want to thank you for such an amazing day. We've seen a lot of love shown today, and we've also had a lot of laughs. And Father, I just thank you for blessing this retreat and all of the teens that are here. And Father, I just want to pray for Daniel right now. I pray that you speak through him. I know that there's a message that we all need to hear, and I just pray that you speak that through him. We thank you so much for all that you've done, and we thank you most of all for your son, Jesus. It's in his name we offer this prayer to you. Amen.
I don't know what Matt's saying. I spent like 5 minutes before class figuring out what I was going to tell y'all. So we'll see what, these two, no, I'm just kidding. I actually did a little bit of effort. Let me start off by telling you guys about the week that I have had to get ready for this. Starts off on Monday, right? And I'm thinking, all right, I'm full-time now. I'm actually going to be able to get things done ahead of time. That didn't happen. Monday I come in and okay, the big lights that are out there in the activity center, y'all know what I'm talking about? Well, I guess it would help if I kind of show you guys the big ones, okay? You guys know them, right? About 3 of y'all have hit them with a ball tonight. Dustin.
I'm sorry.
I'm just playing. But they were out. I mean, out.
I had the same
one
look
of
on
them
my
was shooting
sister's
sparks.
jacket.
So Monday rolls around. Oh, backstory. I have no Wi-Fi out here yet. We just got this room, so I'm still waiting on the internet. So anytime I need to work on something on the internet, I have to go to the activity center. That is my office right now, part-time. So I'm out in the activity center. I'm trying to get my mind wrapped around what I'm going to tell you guys. And here comes the crew to replace the lights. And they brought in, the scissor lift. And not to mention one of the members was checking bolts on something, so I had to get on the scissor lift and help him at one point, which, by the way, I don't like going up on scissor lifts, they wobble, okay? I'm a little bit afraid of heights. So, Monday was basically shot at that point. So Tuesday comes, right? I'm caffeinated, I'm hyper, I'm ready, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get some work done today, right? Now, that didn't happen either, because even though we replaced the big lights, there's some other secondary lights over here, they went out. On top of everything else. And then I came out here to look at some of the stuff I had stored out here, and our lights were out. All in 2 days. I'm not even kidding. Now, good news is, out here was an easy fix. Lovely little breaker decided to give up. But by Tuesday, I was really starting to feel pressure. Wednesday went a whole lot better because it was just constant in and out with people and everybody wants to talk, right? Which I'm fine with. And then Thursday rolls around and the activity center over there where I need to do so much work was reserved from 9 a.m. to about 3:30. I was up here till 6 because I finally get in about 4 o'clock to start working on the stuff for the retreat. Now, it's kind of funny how life happens sometimes, isn't it? Especially whenever you guys are in crunch time and you got that one thing that you really got to focus on, and then stuff keeps getting in the way. Anybody speak French?
Parlez for français? That's all I know.
Okay.
What is this?
The,
Do you speak French? No.
no.
Oh, oui, oui.
Yeah. The French have an expression, and you might have heard this before because we use this in English sometimes. It's "c'est la vie." Anybody know what that means?
Nope, I can't.
It's just life.
Yeah, that's life, right? "C'est la vie," that's life, meaning
Walk so much.
what you gotta do about it. Life happens sometimes. And to me, that kind of speaks volumes because there's so many things that get in our way sometimes, isn't there? Now, one little lovely distraction is the thing that all of y'all think that y'all have to have, okay? Anybody know what I'm talking about? No, phones, right? These lovely little things right here. I get it. I love my phone. I'm on it. They're meant to entertain you and inform you, to keep connected with everybody else. I get it. But at what point does that start becoming unhealthy and bad for you? There was a recent study I came across that it was focused on teens and media consumption, i.e. your phones, right? Anybody want to take a crack at how many hours in a given day a teen is on their phone?
8, 6, 10, 12.
7.
9 hours.
I overestimated.
9.
That's what I'm right.
Now, that's primarily your phone, but the study was media. Well, most of y'all's media comes on your phone, okay? So, the average teen between 13 and 18, which is the majority of y'all at least, are on their phones 9 hours a day. Now, for those of you that are bad at math, that's more than a third, right, Caleb? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. That's more than a third of a 24-hour period, and you're sleeping for roughly a third too, okay? You see how your time is already starting to get eaten up. If you want to do some more math, Caleb, I calculated these myself. That's 270 hours a month. That's like a little over 11 days out of a 30-day period. You're on your phone. In a month. I know I put 10. It's actually 11. Sorry. You guys want to keep going with the
Can we
numbers?
trust your math now?
That's 3,200 hours a year. Or roughly 137 days.
Oh my God.
Still think phones are a good thing? Oh yeah, I had a picture. Yeah. So, do you guys still think?
I say that all the time.
Do you still think phones are necessarily a good thing? That's up for debate, okay? But the point is that it's not that necessarily that phones are bad for you. It's more like, what are they going to take away from? For instance, some of my favorite YouTube videos right now is when people are walking while texting. Y'all ever see some of them? And they hit something, or they fall down a hole, or I saw a guy like go clear through a pane of glass. I mean, I don't know how that happens. But they're sitting here just, zoned out, and somehow they think it's a good idea to just walk, right?
I can't
But the fact is that just walking can be pretty hard when you guys aren't focused on what you should be. Let me demonstrate for you. I didn't ask him this before time, but Joe Braden, I think this demonstration is right up your alley. You want to join me? All right, give him a hand.
Gave him a hand.
How's your balance?
Weekend. It's alright.
Okay, I want you to start at that end, okay? You can go ahead and be on the board if you want to, all right?
So am I just walking?
Just stand and look. No, face me. Look at this right here. Okay. All right. So what Joe Braden here is he's going to do it twice for us. Okay. The first time, Joe Braden, I don't want you looking at the board. I want you looking at me. I am your destination. Okay. The end of the board. You think you can do this?
I mean, I got faith in you, so I
All right.
hope so.
Well, take your time. Just walk towards me.
Alright. I feel like you might push me.
Am I going to do it? All right. Good job, bud. All right. Now, he was looking where. No. Gotta get back now. He was demonstrating walking a very thin line, okay? Well, 4 inches of line, right? And so he had his eyes where they probably should have been, which is at his destination, at the end of the line, right? Now, you guys want to help me with something out here?
Sure.
Okay, within reason. I don't want it deafening in here, although the babies are gone. So this time, Joe Braden, I want you to do the same thing, but instead, I want you looking at them. And y'all can try to distract them,
Oh,
but just keep it within reason, all right?
Keep
Y'all
it
ready? Y'all ready?
Yeah. Wait.
Ready? Go!
volleyball.
All right, good job. Joe Braden, go sit down. You man. Which time was smoother? First time, right? Second time, he kind of stepped off right there at the end. Honestly, I thought he'd just flat out fall out, but he just kind of wobbled a lot more, okay? Joe Braden, it was easier the first time, right? Okay, well, what he has demonstrated is the importance of looking at where you're going. Keeping your eyes focused on your destination, where you want to be. If you guys want to dig into some scripture here, I'll give you another example of just roughly the same thing that we just did. We're going to be Matthew 14. Now, let me set it up for you. Jesus sends the disciples on ahead, right? They're out in this boat, and they're sent out to this large body of water. It says while Jesus disperses the crowd that he was just talking to, okay? And while they're in the boat, they're having problems keeping it kind of close to shore. And actually, they end out pretty far into this lake or body of water, whatever it was. And we know that the wind is blowing because they're having difficulty fighting the wind to stay kind of close to shore. Now, at one point, roughly at sometime in between 3 and 6 a.m., so this has been going on for a while, they look out in the water and they see something out there, right? And they think it's a ghost. You know, Casper. Woo! Except we know better, right? Who's it on the water? Jesus, right? He's just out for a stroll. Don't see his disciples out in the boat in the middle of the water. Yeah, no big deal for Christ to walk on water. But that's not our point of focusing on this. Because whenever they realize who it is, Peter, being Peter, decides he's got to do something, all right? So we're going to pick it up in verse 28. Now this is Peter talking. Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the waters. Come, Jesus said. Then Peter got down out of the boat. He walked on water, and he came towards Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me! Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and he caught him. You of little faith, he said, why did you doubt? Now, I've read the 3 different accounts that record the story, and none of them does Peter ever actually answer Christ's question of why did he doubt. But to me, the answer is pretty simple. Because we know that there's wind, and whenever there's wind plus a large body of water, what do you get? Waves, choppy waters, right? It's kind of rough out there, okay? I love this picture because in my head, that is more accurate than some of the other ones that you see the depictions of where everything's kind of placid and it's no big deal, right? No, it was windy. And so Peter starts off pretty good. I mean, kudos to him because he got out of the boat in the first place, right? He had that kind of faith. And he knows he is not doing this on his own accord. I mean, Peter is not that awesome. He's awesome, but not that awesome. He knows he's doing it because of Christ and his faith in him. And he starts out pretty good. You know, he's working his way. He's got his eyes where they should be, like Joe Braden the first time. But then he sees the wind, as it says. Well, you can't really see the wind. You can see the effects. He saw the waves. He saw everything blowing around him. He saw all this stuff, and it just crept in doubt. Let it in. To where he took his eyes off of where they should be. It's just Mary, can we kind of relate to Peter sometimes? I know I can. Because for those of us that have accepted the transformation of baptism, we all get out of the boat and start doing pretty good right off the bat, right? I did. I feel like. I see a few people nodding their head. All right, pity nods. Good. All right. But whenever we first accept that transformation, that initial transformation, we get out of the boat. We have our eyes where they should be. We're ignoring the storms around us and everything, and we're doing all right. But then stuff happens. Life happens. Distractions start getting in the way. And the waves can start just throwing us to and forward. But when you boil it down, you got two choices. Look at Christ, or look at the storm. Let's face it, you guys have a lot of stuff that's vying for your attention right now. I'm not diluting that at all. I get it. I've been in school, and trust me, when you get to be an adult, it gets worse, not better. But right now, you guys got school, you got sports, you got band in the arts. You have, okay, guys, you got girls. Girls are a distraction, right? Girls, yeah, guys, they're a distraction too. Okay. What else you got? You got sleep, food, parents, chores. Everything kind of just starts tugging at you back and forth like they all want your attention, right? So what about sin? I'm not saying that all these are bad things. Yes, sin is bad. I'm not saying all the rest of those are bad things, but they all become bad after a certain extent. They become bad when they get in the way of one thing: your faith. That is when good becomes unhealthy. When they start taking from the one thing that you need more of in your life. Do you think Satan uses distractions against Christians? Absolutely. Probably one of his best tools, especially nowadays, because it seems like lives are getting busier rather than simpler. Think back to the 2x4 for a minute. Now, it was a lot easier to walk whenever you were looking where you wanted to go, but once the distractions around you kind of gets you, it makes it that much more difficult. Proverbs tells us, let your eyes look straight ahead, fix your gaze directly before you, make level paths for your feet, and take only ways that are firm. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. I hope that each of you would want to walk well the paths that are laid down for you. If you don't, then you should. But keep your focus, because let's face it, it's not always easy to walk that proverbial straight and narrow path, is it? Unless you know where to fix your eyes. Finally, when I had enough of the distractions this week, when I had enough of the constant interruptions and the problems and everything that was happening this week, I finally just had enough. I came in here, I went in my office, I locked the door to keep people out. And I turned off my phone, and I just sat and was. And I reset. And if you want to use this theme, I transformed. I got my mind back where it should be. And sometimes that's really what we need, don't we? Cut off the distractions, get away for a little bit, and just be in the presence of God and reset your focus. Know where it should be. Get away from all these distractions, all these things that want to keep you from your faith, and just get back to your roots. And fix your focus. One more story, and then I'll wrap this up. Can anybody cross their eyes?
You want me to do it?
No, I'll let you.
Easy. I can do it.
All right, I have always been able to cross my eyes, right? When I was a little kid, oh wait, here, let's go and get this out of the way. There's my visual. When I was a kid growing up, I could always cross my eyes, and my mom always told me that one untrue line, which is,
If you cross your eyes are going to stay that way?
yeah, they're gonna get stuck, right?
They're gonna get stuck.
Well, they ain't stuck yet, and I've done probably more than I should. But whenever you guys do that, is it easy to focus on anything?
No.
No, right? Your dominant eye is probably looking at roughly what you want to look at. Like if I want to look at Ashlyn, I'm sitting there looking at her, I can see Ashlyn, I can see the door, right? Because my right eye is actually my dominant. But it is hard because your focus is split at that point. They're not focused on the same thing. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell on myself. When I was a little kid, and no, that's not me, but when I was a little kid, I was cross-eyed. They were stuck, okay? And I had to wear one of those patch things in order to correct my vision. So, just to let you know, I'm not making fun of cross-eyed people because I was one, okay? But the point is that it's just so hard to really look at what you want to look at because you're looking at two different things, aren't you? Well, same can be true with your walk. Because the truth is that you cannot be focused on Christ and the world at the same time. One of them has to take priority. One takes from the other. This is kind of that lukewarm Christian thing that we are warned about, right? You cannot have a split focus in your faith. You're either looking at the cross or you are looking at the world. But the kicker is that one of those pales in comparison to the other. Was it Colossians? Yeah. Colossians. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. For you died and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. Guys, there's always going to be stuff in your life that you do have to focus on in this world. I get it. I've got a wife and kids that I got to focus on. But the point is which am I focused on first? Am I going to look to Christ first, or am I going to look to the world first? So, I don't want you guys having that split focus. I don't want you to be cross-eyed. Instead, I want you guys to work on being cross-eyed. When you guys are walking in this world, and when you guys are growing and learning in your faith, stop paying attention to the storm. Stop paying attention to the waves that are around you, and look at where you should be. Look to Christ whenever things are bad. Look to Christ when things are good. Look to Christ. Period. Because the only thing in this world that is worth focusing and keeping your focus on, first and foremost, is the one that died for you. The one that is saving you and the one that is guiding you home. Be cross-eyed Christians. And focus where you should be.